Hello friends and family and welcome to my channel. My name is Magnus and this is Green Machine Sweden. The last few months I have been quite absent from YouTube. I have been working hard to prepare my garden for garden opening day. So it's 2 days later and I have cleaned up after the visitors. They were 150 of them. We had a bonsai workshop and we had pond feeding and filter discussions and yeah, really wonderful. Lots of nice gardening people to get to know. Anyway, I will take you through approximately what they saw 2 days ago. Let's do this. So this is the entrance where we had the signs for a schedule for the day. My first flower bed ever is here on the mountain with some mountain in between for easy access when taking care of it. And yeah, most of this is, or everything is flowered out for the season. The rock extends here into a small pool, which I always keep filled with water for the birds to take a bath and drink. Let's continue. We call this area the nature reserve. It's on the north side of our building and we do nothing about it, but it's quite cozy and a really nice place to sit on a very hot day. Just for this gardening opening day we got I don't know what it is, some kind of African animal skull. Anyway, let's go into the Japanese garden. So this is the view that the visitors saw, the first one. And I think the most common thing was to run up to the pond and say, wow, those fish are big. Anyway, I don't know if you can see there behind the Gleditsia. I'm gonna take you there. It's new for the season. It's a Japanese lantern with some painted Japanese ferns in there. I deliberately put it in there just suggesting there's something back there to create some mysticism, some secrets in the garden. We had the visitors which was interested in the filtering system to come up here by Anna's little ceramic koi and look into the filtering room, which is obviously spotless, just before the opening day. So on the wall some lanterns, a Suseki rock on my homemade bonsai table. We have this ceramic slugs made by a friend of mine, really cool. And I found this one in the garden. It's the root from the bushes that was here before I started to build the Japanese garden. Anyway, koi feeding was very popular. I just gonna turn off the skimmer for you. And actually the fish was very skeptic with 30 people looking at them, so they didn't have this feeding response they have now when it's just me. So while the koi feeds, let's go up to the sales area. Those slugs I showed you before, we had a lot of them in different colors, which was up to sale. Just a quick look from this side into the secret garden behind the filter shed. This was the table for the sales, not much here now, but yeah, moved to the greenhouse. I used this little schematic drawing of my filtering house, filtering system, for the visitors to understand what I'm doing here. It was very popular. New for this season, I have filled up this area with some rock formation, which I'm really happy with. And the Japanese orchids on the fence was very popular and had lots of questions. The IKEA hack spruce forest looking better than ever. Really happy about that one. On my paving, the creeping Cotula, yeah, 150 people stepping on it. So I have renovated. I have put in new pieces to establish here on the most worn parts. Yeah, that's things happening when you have a lot of people in your garden. Here we have a new project which I made quite fast. It's a Medaka rice fish mini pond. I have done this before, but yeah, they should be able to overwinter in Sweden, but I haven't succeeded. So next up is to make an aquarium indoors to keep them in winter. So yeah, the small bonsai bench, yeah, most of it has been pruned to look good before the opening day, but yeah, you can just do as much as you can. My 50-year-old rhododendron was looking in its peak. It was put there because this climbing plant, I needed to get a nice transition down here. So I cut a lot of roots, and that's why it looks like suffering today. But anyway, I'm sure it will recover. And the big bonsai bench, yeah, lots of well-maintained trees. They were totally wild just a few weeks before the opening day. And here is the other stone bench with 2 junipers and a Japanese white pine. Looking awesome. So just a final look on the garden. Yeah, I really enjoy what has become from just a lawn some 10 years ago. So here's a walk up to my patio. It's a lilac bonsai forest in early development. We were forced to buy new garden seats because the other ones was not safe for visitors. And some shade cloth, which were never needed because it was most of the day was rainy. On the new garden table, that's the miniature carnivore bog. Yeah, it's looking really cool. And even though it's quite a lot of moss growing in it, there's miniature carnivore plants everywhere. So On the stairs from my door is Anna's herb garden. There's lots of herbs to eat. And a small bench with some tropical and some cacti plants. So this is a Thunbergia, I think they are called. It's 4 different kinds: yellow, red, red, and also orange, which I cannot see any flowers at the moment. We have this other seating space in the shade, and behind it is some shade-loving orchids and bulbous plants. We got some leftover sedum from the roof build on the filter room, and it was planted here, and it's actually growing a lot better, or at least flowering a lot better than the sedum on the filter house. So here's the view for people that came the other way into the garden. We had some coffee and cake sale here. This is actually a project area which has never looked this good before. So I'm really happy to have a little bit more tidy project space. Anyway, here's the view from people that came the other way around. We have the big lilac and lots of creeping plants. And yeah, unfortunately all these bushes was flowered over, and back there is a magnolia. However, this space also gives a little bit of a forest feel. On the slope from the patio, yeah, just some bulbs, some perennials. So I have put back a lot of plants from the sale which wasn't sold in the greenhouse, so it's a little bit more crowded. This is a shoe fly plant, or a balloon plant, I think it's called. Yeah, I had to put it outside for the visitors to access in the greenhouse. This year we are only growing cucumbers, and we have put them in buckets which have no bottom, just to fit the snail barrier so we don't get snails in there. So yeah, the spring was hard on my carnivore plant collection, but there are still a few of them left, and some tree seedlings basically from all over the world. New for this year is this little display shelving. I can put the plants that looks best at the moment or are in flower on this little shelving. There's actually one small flower left, but that season is over now. So cacti, succulents, some propagation projects, a lot of more cacti and succulents, a lot more of bonsai propagation. And on this shelf is all the plants that were pruned by the visitors on the opening day, obviously with my support. So let's continue through the garden. On my left side is the new veggie patch which I built this spring. There's some sweet peas, yeah, and some other. Actually, those 2 beds has already been harvested and resown, so there will be new crops coming. Jerusalem artichoke, looking like a big mass, that's really cool. and my apple trees, which will be trained to grow on the rebar netting. And from here you see asparagus and potatoes. And actually I placed the cucumber here, but I never got time to plant it. So I guess that's what I'm doing after this video. Some more sweet peas. So let's turn around the round planting bed. Most of what you see on the edges is future bonsai materials, but I have filled up with a lot of perennials and annuals just to make it look great for the big day. Here we have some lovely clematis growing on more rebar netting. I just love this product. So this is my project and working space. It's always a mess here, but now it's very tidy. We put the old furniture here under the oak in the shade, and that really represents my next big build that will come up on my channel. It will be a shaded patio with a lot of ferns and shade-loving plants, both in container and in ground. This is Maja's blueberry patch. It's 2 years since I planted it, and they are growing like crazy, and we have big amounts of blueberries to harvest this year. From the working bench where we had our bonsai workshop, there's just some Euro pallet frames, special sizes for a lot of future bonsai projects. Here's the big pine I collected quite long ago, and I have reduced it quite significantly. But that is for another video. I have already started to document a long process with this Yamadori pine I collected 2 years ago. Anyway, it's really fun to arrange a garden opening day, but quite a lot of work, because you really want everything to be perfect when you have visitors. I'm sure I will do it again, but probably not next year. Now I'm looking forward to take everything away from the house. We're gonna clean the roof, we're gonna paint the eastern wall, and it's all gonna go back to look like a mess again. I did make a few videoing during my preparation, some bonsai styling, and I don't know, a little bit other stuff. So maybe I show up with some old videos while I'm working hard on my house. If not, I see you after the summer. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, stay safe. Bye!